So you're considering a move to either Valencia or Stevenson Ranch, and you're trying to weigh out your options. You're trying to see which one is the right fit for you. Hopefully this video is going to clarify that for you. I live in Stevenson Ranch, and I'm considering a move to Valencia. So these are things that I'm personally considering. So it's going to be transportation, housing, demographics. When it comes into housing is developments and how that's going to affect housing and amenities as well. So we're going to go through a lot of different factors that go along with finding the right neighborhood for you and your family. Hopefully this video is going to help you out. If it does, make sure to like. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section down below. Also, if you're planning on selling your home in the Santa Clarita area, feel free to contact us down below. We're specialists in the area. We're here to help you out. If you have any questions, again, down below. All right, let's set the stage here. Valencia and Stevenson Ranch are right next to each other. They're really right next door to each other, okay? In regards to size, Valencia is larger and Stevenson Ranch definitely a lot smaller. You're going to see, because Stevenson Ranch is much smaller, it's a much more condensed area, that it's really mountainous and everything is built off of the hills here in Stevenson Ranch, where you do have parts of the valley in Valencia. So if you're looking for something that's not on a hillside or anything like that, or not next to any hills, if you want flat ground around you, then obviously Valencia is going to be a better bet. It's going to have more opportunities for that. Not to say that Stevenson Ranch doesn't have that, but there's more opportunity for that in Valencia. So this is Valencia right here on this map. You see it's outlined here. It's highlighted right here on the map. Kind of bleeds into Newhall a little bit and kind of bleeds into Saugus a little bit as well. And this is Stevenson Ranch right here. This is actually part of Valencia. This is the new developments here at 5 Points. And this is the West Ranch area right here. This is technically part of Valencia. You can even see the golf course right here, the Oaks Club at Valencia. And then let's go into Stevenson Ranch. You see right there, they're right next door to each other. So not too different in regards to where they are geographically. But I just wanted to give you guys a reference so that you can see, like, hey, they're right next door to each other. They're literally right there. And the lines here, they kind of bleed over each other, because you can see here, this is part of Valencia, and then this is technically part of Valencia as well. The maps, I guess, are updated. But let's get right into the housing market in these two areas. So Valencia, the median sales price is $792,000. Now you see steady incline for over the past 5 years. This was kind of the peak in May 2022. That's when we saw a lot of the interest rate hikes, so that we saw a little bit of a dip here. And you see that we have less and less homes year over year, mainly because of those high interest rates. But I think it's going to recover. We're going to be just fine because of this. So you see the sale to list price, 100%. We don't really see too many price drops in Valencia because of the amount of people that want to move into this area. So a lot of people who come from LA are moving into Valencia because they want that suburb type of lifestyle. So they're moving out of the dirty LA lifestyle where there's a lot of homeless people and the prices are high. So they're looking to move into a higher quality of life in Valencia because it's a lot safer. The schools are better, which I'm going to go into, and it gets you away physically from that LA lifestyle. That's what people move here for. But all right, let's take a look at Stevenson Ranch. Stevenson Ranch, the median sales price in Stevenson Ranch is significantly higher. You see, it's $1,190,000 as a median price. Okay, I think that is a little bit higher. Keep in mind, median is kind of like the middle range in regards to listings. Stevenson Ranch is a lot more condensed. There's a lot less houses in Stevenson Ranch, but a lot of the homes are higher end homes. So when you see that kind of price and that median sales price, we're dealing with a smaller pool of homes. That's not to say that Stevenson Ranch has exponentially more expensive homes there, because there are technically more expensive homes in Valencia. It's just the condensed version of it, if that makes sense. And we'll go into like the demographics and everything like that right after. And you can even see here number of homes sold for median days on market, like 44. So there's less inventory to play with in regards to Stevenson Ranch. So that's what sways the numbers so much in regards to the median sales price. I would say like the average somewhere around the mid 900s. You can definitely get a home there. There are townhomes and condos out in Stevenson Ranch that you can definitely take advantage of. Okay, so since we were talking about Stevenson Ranch, let's roll right into the demographics here. Total population, a little bit over 19,000, close to 20,000. I think that has gone up because this is a little bit of an older census that they're going off of, but that's not a crazy number to go off of because there haven't been any developments here in Stevenson Ranch. It's a small compact area, so there's not much development space. So this is one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is the average household income, almost $180,000 on average. Okay, we'll make a good amount of money here in Stevenson Ranch. So let's compare it to Valencia, where the population is 60,000 right here. So that's triple what Stevenson Ranch has, which makes sense. And let's see the average household income, 131. So it's not that far off in regards to the average household income. Like I said, in Valencia, you're going to have a lot more variance in regards to the types of homes that you have. There's a lot more homes, but there's also a lot more variation there. So you have more condos, you have more townhomes. So that lowers the average price range, and that adjusts the median as well. Now, I hope the population and income kind of gives you an idea of what type of people are out here in Valencia and Stevenson Ranch. Obviously, Stevenson Ranch people, they earn a little bit more money. The median price of homes is significantly higher in Stevenson Ranch. Not to say that there aren't areas in Valencia that are more, if not just as expensive as Stevenson Ranch. So just keep that in mind. But another thing that we want to make sure that we're paying attention to is the school system. So Stevenson Ranch is part of the Newhall school system. A lot of these lines in Santa Clarita are really blurred in regards to school systems and just like the borders of things as well. So they kind of like mix together. Technically, Stevenson Ranch isn't even part of Santa Clarita. Newhall is part of Santa Clarita, but Stevenson Ranch is part of Newhall School District. So it sounds confusing. They're right next to each other. I just consider it all part of Santa Clarita. The official names of things, like it's all one big community either way. So again, yes, Stevenson Ranch is part of Newhall School District. You have high-rated schools, but you only have a few schools there. So there's not that many options when it comes down to it. These three school clusters right here are part of Stevenson Ranch and Valencia at the same time. So a lot of people put their kids in these schools because they're higher rated. You'll see that you have one-offs here and there that aren't as highly rated, but you have options because Valencia, this portion right here, Valencia is part of Saugus School District and also part of William S. Hart School District. So you have options in regards to what schools you want to put your kids into. I don't think you're going to go wrong. I think that you need to do the research and see what area is closest to you, what area makes sense for you and your family. I'm going to have links to all of this in the description below. But if you need any recommendations, I think every case is just a little bit different. Everyone's values are a little bit different when it comes to their kids. And I understand that, and I want to respect that. So hit me up, send me a text, give me a call, schedule a call with me, a Zoom call, whatever it may be. I want to help you guys out. I'm not a salesy person. Even if you live in Santa Clarita, if you want to have recommendations in regards to schools or different areas, if you're not going to use me, if you're going to use a different agent, by all means, I don't want to push me unless you want to work with me. Okay, amenities and services. When it comes to amenities and services, I look at grocery stores first. And you'll see on this Yelp map, there's not too many grocery stores in Stevenson Ranch because, again, it's a small area. We have this large shopping area right here just for Stevenson Ranch. I mean, it's for everyone, but like it's in Stevenson Ranch. And you have two main grocery stores. You have Ralph's and you have Vaughn's. But right here, it's not showing, but you have a Walmart there as well. In Valencia, obviously you have more surface area, but not too many more grocery stores. They're kind of few and far between. So you have Vaughn's here. It's kind of like the Saugus area as well. Trader Joe's is there. Ralph's down here, this large cluster of homes. A lot of the single-family homes, the older homes that were built in the 80s are located right here. Then you got Whole Foods, you got Target, you got Sprouts, you got that small market. That's a small shop right there. But you have a number of stores that are going to be available here. But if you're on this side, let's say you're looking at the new construction over here on the west side of the 5 freeway, you're going to have to travel a little bit in order to get your groceries. So usually I see those people at Vaughn's, shopping at Vaughn's, because it's a lot easier than going to Sprouts or Whole Foods here or Ralph's down here. It's a lot easier to get into that store because of the old road. They'll either take the freeway or the old road, usually the old road. It's not that far away. But that's really what I'm seeing versus those people that are on the west side. That's where they're going shopping. Now, they're going to be developing some commercial space here at the 5 Points. It's not ready yet. Obviously, a lot of the community centers have been built out yet, but not a lot of the commercial space has been built out. So if that's something that is really important for you, I would suggest possibly stocking up. That's one thing that I would always recommend, is stocking up and making use of that pantry, because if you're in 5 Points, you're going to have a big old pantry. And the number one place I would go to is Costco, and which I'm going to show you where Costco is really quick. So as you see here, we have Costco on the east side of Santa Clarita. If you're here on the west side of the 5 freeway, I would recommend going down and up the 14 to get into Costco. Going through the city, there's too many lights when it comes down to it. I prefer going down and around. But stock up. Costco is the best way to stock up, and that's what usually me and my family do. One last thing is the hospital. The hospital is actually located in Valencia. It's the only hospital in the area. It's Henry Mayo. Not Mato. It's Mayo. And there's medical offices throughout. There's Kaiser medical offices throughout. That's what my family uses. But the main Henry Mayo hospital is in Valencia. So if that's something that's important for you, I had some clients reach out to me recently and said, hey, we need to be really close to the hospital. We actually get sick quite often. And that was a main concern for them. And so easy drive from Stevenson Ranch either way, if that's where you want to be. If it shouldn't be a major factor. There's an emergency, or there's another clinic right here, Exer, in this shopping center here. It's a urgent care, I believe. Some insurances will take it, some insurances won't, but Henry Mayo is right here. And then you have Kaiser right along Turney Road right here. When it comes to transportation, if you are a commuter, if you're going to be commuting down to LA, you're right off the 5 freeway, whether you're in Stevenson Ranch or you're in Valencia. It's really the freeway that I would recommend either way. The 14 freeway gets a lot of people from this area right here, Palmdale, Lancaster. A lot of people who live here are commuters, and they use the 14 freeway, and they're usually rushing to work. Some people do complain about the trucks, the big rigs that come through the 5 freeway, but the way I perceive it is that they're professional drivers. They're paid to drive, so they know the nuances of driving. When it comes to people from Palmdale, Lancaster, they're just rushing to work. They're already late. So I don't trust those drivers as much. That's why I like the 5 freeway, even if at times the traffic might be worse. When it comes to community and lifestyle, Valencia, it has those older communities. Yes, it also has the newest communities as well. So you want to be a little bit picky with the neighborhoods that you go into. You want to see the vibe. You want to see what it is that you appreciate out of a neighborhood. If you like to be on your own, you like to be on your own program, that's perfectly fine. I think both areas are going to be suitable for that. A lot of the tighter knit communities are going to be in Valencia from my experience. Granted, the Stevenson Ranch demographic is a little bit older from my understanding and from my experience. It's a little bit older, probably because of the housing prices. People of that age tend to be able to afford those types of properties. So that's been my experience in regards to the community and lifestyle. If you want a little bit more shopping, Valencia is probably a better bet. If you want those bigger homes, a little bit more expensive homes, and a quieter lifestyle, Stevenson Ranch is going to be the better bet, but they're not far off. I mean, they're almost identical. It's just a matter of just which area like looks better for you, what makes more sense for you. If you have kids, if you want to put them into school that is specific, things like that, you want to pay attention to. If you want a shorter commute, Stevenson Ranch tends to be a little bit faster. Valencia obviously spreads out to this open area right here, so there's a little bit more driving. There's a lot of lights that go to the freeway, so you want to pay attention to that. Now we're going to go on to safety and crime rates. So that is where I wanted to bring in the crime heat map for you guys. So let's bring this up. So Santa Clarita in general doesn't have very much crime compared to most of LA County. But I want to show you guys a crime map so that you can see, based off of today's stuff, what it really looks like. From what I'm seeing, it's more shoplifting than anything. Some burglaries here and there, but nothing violent on this side of Santa Clarita. Some carjackings here and there. It's nothing that hasn't been motor vehicle theft, grand theft here. Gotta take care of your cars, guys. But a little bit burglaries here and there. From my experience, see, that one was entry by force. This one, no entry, no force, or entry, but not by force. So people are going in during working hours. So you want to make sure that you have a good security system when it comes down to it. Maybe if you want to get into a gated neighborhood. But I wanted to compare this, 40 records of all Santa Clarita here, all encompassing, right? 40 records. And then if we look at the San Fernando Valley, that's a lot more, significantly more crimes right here. That's why I get a lot of clients from the San Fernando Valley into Santa Clarita. Sometimes they'll go into Simi Valley, but you could see Simi Valley has quite a bit of crime and a lot of violent crime, it looks like. Man, that's a lot. All right, let's talk about future developments. Valencia is going to have a win here. Valencia has all the developments right now. You have Tesoro Highlands. You have also 5 Points, which is the major one aside from Skyline, which is on the east side in Canyon Country. That's where most of the development is coming in. Stevenson Ranch doesn't have any known developments coming in anytime soon. I mean, we have some things going on in the south end of Stevenson Ranch, but it's not much. Not compared to what Valencia has going on, which are they're the higher end homes, more luxury homes, some townhomes and condos. And Tesoro Highlands is going to have estates, so it's a really high-end homes in Tesoro Highlands. So Stevenson Ranch is a little bit more limited because anything west of that is just mountainside, so there's not much land that can be associated to that. Valencia has the opportunity here and the opportunity with growing your equity, if that's what you're looking for. Valencia is going to be the one to go with. You want to be picky if that's really what you want to go for. But Valencia for the win there. Before I get ahead of myself, I'm recording this after I recorded the core video, but I wanted to show you guys what properties look like in Valencia and in Stevenson Ranch. So there are only 37 listings available in Valencia and in Stevenson Ranch, only this many. And that includes the new construction, so there's not much inventory available. So that shows you that there's high demand in these two areas. So I wanted to show you two specific properties that are either in Valencia or Stevenson Ranch. See, they're priced at relatively the same, $1,000 difference. One has been on the market for a little bit longer. HOA fees are drastically different, but that's not common practice. Usually they're going to be relatively the same. And the Valencia one is a little bit higher in the square footage. The Stevenson Ranch a little bit higher on the lot square footage. So let's take a look at these houses. So Valencia first. Let's take a look. So you got hard floors. You have an outdated kitchen. Flooring looks a little outdated as well. You have a loft space, large walk-in closet. Yeah, these bathrooms. So this is what you're gonna get in Valencia for $950,000. It's probably the reason why it's been sitting on the market for a little bit. You get a yard pretty close to the neighbors, but you get kind of a view. That's a little running trail right back there. So let's look at Stevenson Ranch. A little bit nicer flooring, staged up, digitally staged here. You have a smaller island in this one than in the last house, but it looks a little bit more updated than what we saw in Valencia. Loft space as well. Kitchens are updated, or bathrooms are updated. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you had any questions, make sure to put it in the comment section down below. If I didn't answer something specific, maybe I just breezed past it a little bit too fast for you guys, put it in the comment section down below. Maybe it'll help someone else with the same question and they just didn't want to put the comment and they'll just read the comments. So whatever it may be, I want to help you guys out. I have a couple other videos of some home tours. If you want to look at more homes in Valencia specifically, take a look at this playlist right here. And I'll see you guys next time. All right.